Hi, in this video, I wanted to offer you a little hack into how you can notice your inner voice and turn it from critic to coach, or if you like, turn it from scarcity to enough. It's something that I learnt from Martin Seligman, who is known as the first positive psychologist. And he noticed that when people are offering themselves a critical view of the world via their self-talk, that they fall into the pattern of what he called the 3 Ps. And I'm going to share them with you because they're so useful. So these 3 things, beginning with P, are ways that we can default our thinking into a negative frame. So in our context, a scarcity mindset. And the 3 Ps are these: personalization, pervasiveness, and permanence. So the first one, personalization, is this: that when something goes wrong, or if we're feeling particularly stressed or under pressure, or if we're coming from a mindset that isn't serving us, we can find that our voice in our head personalizes everything. So you might hear yourself saying or thinking things like, oh, why do I always get everything wrong? Or why does this always happen to me? Or why am I so stupid? That feeling that whatever it is that's happening to you or that's going on is your fault is a real sign that your mindset is working against you. Your inner voice is not your friend there, right? Another one, the second one, pervasiveness, is all about thinking that everything's wrong. So just because you're doing something or you've made a mistake in one area of your life, or that things are really pressured or tough for you in one area of your life, they're tough everywhere. So that's where you say things like, I can't get anything right. Or if you go home after a difficult day's work, or you might feel inadequate there too. So you carry with you your sense that you're getting stuff wrong in all aspects of your life, and it begins to bleed into your relationships, your friendships, your work, your home life. It all crosses over, and it feels like everything is going wrong. And those sort of voices in your head then are that things like, why is everything going wrong for me? Why can't I do anything right? So that's personalization and pervasiveness all in one. And then the third one is permanence. That's where you hear yourself accusing yourself of thinking that nothing will ever get better. So because things are tough right now, they'll always be tough. Or because you've just spoken out of turn, you always speak out of turn. Or because you've made a mistake, you always make mistakes. So I'm never going to get this right. Or I always do this. Why am I always so rubbish at this stuff? Or why am I so horrible? And of course, we can throw those sorts of accusations around to our partners too. You know, why do you always say that? As soon as that little word always creeps in, or never, why do I never get anything right? You can pretty much diagnose that you're coming from using a permanent set of beliefs. And none of these 3 Ps serve us. They all get in the way because they all tip us into lack, into scarcity. So if you remember the 4-step process that I talked about before, or if you haven't heard about it before, this is the 4-step process. Notice that your language is perhaps personalization or pervasiveness, or even permanence, and offer yourself an alternative. So notice, pause to reflect, make a choice, and reset. So instead of personalizing things, saying, I always get things wrong, separate it out, be granular. Say, okay, I got that wrong this time. Pause to reflect, what could I do differently? Make a choice. I think I might try that the next time I'm in that situation. Reset. Yeah? So separate yourself from the sense that you always get something wrong, or that what just happened to you is all on you. Pervasiveness, similarly, just because you've made a mistake in one area of your life or done something difficult, or if things are tough, That doesn't mean that they're there in every aspect of your life. That's a sign of being really worn down and weary and just stuck in a scarcity mindset. So offer yourself another version of that, where you say something perhaps like, okay, so my work's really tough right now. How can I make my home life better? Just separate them out so you don't do that sort of unconscious blend of everything being terrible, which just puts you into a downward spiral. Same with permanence. As we all know, really know in our heart of hearts, nothing is permanent. So being rubbish at something isn't as permanent as anything else. So if you notice yourself saying something like, I always get this wrong, say, oh, okay, I've got that wrong again. How can I get it right the next time? Or how can I do it better the next time? Just challenge your sense when you notice it, that you're making the assumption that something is permanent, because it's not. And it's not serving you either. So I offer you the 3 Ps as another way of helping yourself to identify the voices in your head. And by using the 4-step process of changing your mindset, notice, pause to reflect, choose, reset, you will be able to then shift your emphasis or your focus onto something that's much more resourcing and kind to you. So I hope that's been useful. I hope to see you again soon. Don't forget, you are enough. You do enough, and you have enough. And together, we can find the art of enough.